Hey everybody, in today's video I'm going to do an error comparison between three different machines. I'm going to be comparing the Garrett AT Pro, the Garrett AT Max, and the Equinox, the Minelab Equinox 800. I've selected things that I dig or have dug before in the past, or in some cases some things I'd like to dig. Such as that silver Morgan. I've never dug one of those, but I'd like to. Anyway, so these are the items that I selected. From left to right, I've got a clad penny, a 2018 clad penny, and on the same stick I've got a 1941 wheat penny. I have a 2012 clad nickel, a 1930 buffalo nickel, 2000 clad dime, 1944 mercury dime, a 1999 clad quarter, a 1956 silver quarter, a 1978 half dollar, a 1958 half dollar, a 77 Eisenhower dollar, an 1880 Morgan. These are some of the things that I find in tot lots. I've got a Chuck E. Cheese token and a Hot Wheels. And of course I dig a lot of these guys. I've got the bottle cap and pull tab. I've got a fake gold ring, a tungsten ring, and then a 14 karat gold ring and a 925 silver ring that we'll be testing. Anyways, like I said, the machines I'm going to be using is the Minelab Equinox 800, the Garrett AT Pro, and the Garrett AT Max. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll get this set up and we'll see how they perform. Alright guys, you know, I've been wanting to do this video for quite some time now, and with the downtime that I've had with everything that's going on in today's world with the COVID and, you know, the rainy weather right now that we're getting, I thought, well, I'll go and take advantage of it and go and do this video today for you. One of the things that got me kick-started on it was a few weeks ago I watched a video by one of the guys I'm subscribed to. His name is Weird Guy in the Park, and that's who's I'm gonna give a shout out to today, is Weird Guy in the Park. I think he's out of, I want to say Wisconsin, I think, and he's got a really cool channel. He does a lot of detecting similar to my style, detecting a lot of parks and schools and stuff like that. He's got, I believe, 1.4 thousand subscribers. He started his channel back in 2017, and he actually owns quite a few detectors, and the one I think he uses the most often is the Nocta Macro Simplex. But anyways, want to give a shout out to Weird Guy in the Park. If you haven't seen his channel, hop on over there and check him out. He's got a really cool channel. I think you'll enjoy watching his videos. Alright, so let's go ahead and get down to business. So this is going to be the Minelab Equinox 800. I'm going to go ahead and turn the sensitivity down to 20. I'm going to do my setting. I'll go ahead and put this in field 1 mode, and I'm going to go ahead and select the all metal mode on so that we do a fair comparison between the other two machines. I also have the stock coil. I'll be using the stock coil, the 11-inch stock coil on this one. Next up is going to be the Garrett AT Pro. Me and the Garrett, we go way back. I've had this machine for years. I customized it. I did a camouflage dip kit on it years ago, and I love this machine. It's for years it's been my go-to machine. I always grab this one when I'm headed out, up until recently when I bought that Minelab, and I'm not by any means I'm not ready to retire this machine because I still love it, but I also love that Minelab. But anyways, let's see how this machine here does. I've got the settings at Pro 0. I have the sensitivity 1 bar down from top. I have the discrimination wide open, and I am using the stock coil that it came with. Normally when I run this machine and I'm out in the field, I use my little 5-inch coil. so I can get in between all the trashy targets. But in this test, we're going to go ahead and do it with the stock coil. Alright guys, next up is going to be the Garrett AT Max. Now, this is a machine that I longed for, I wanted. I went ahead and I ordered it. You can tell by my videos I don't get out with this one very often. I need to start swinging this thing a little bit more often, because I see a lot of videos out there where people have success with it and they find a lot of cool stuff. So let's go and do this air test, and maybe that'll convince me to get this machine out and get it dirty for you guys. I was able to crank the sensitivity back up on this machine. It's settled down. When I first fired it up, it was all making all kinds of racket. So to do a fair comparison, I was able to turn it up to 1 bar down from maximum sensitivity. I'm at the 0 setting. I have the discrimination wide open, and the stock coil, which is the 11-inch coil. We're going to start off with the clad penny. This is up with the Equinox, MindLab Equinox 800. I got a clad penny, a 2018 clad penny. There's 7, 8, 9 inches. Still coming in at 10, 11. Starting to fade off right there at 11.5 to 12 inches, but definitely a diggable target right there at about 11 inches. That's at 10 inches. Fading away, losing it, lost it. Go back at 10. I'm gonna call it 10 inches, guys, on a zinc penny. 8, 9, 10, 11 inches. I'm picking that penny up at 13 inches. This one is a 1941 copper wheat penny. We're getting about the same. I'm getting a little stronger reading in 12 inches with this copper penny. You can still hear it. 13. Still getting a little bleep there at 14 inches. 15. Hardly anything, not quite as noticeable. But you get back down here to 12, 13 inches. That's definitely a diggable target all day long. Ooh, that sounds nice. I like the sound of that. 10, 11. And remember guys, if you've got your headphones on and you got all that background noise out, you're not interfering with anything, you're liable to pick that up. You're liable to pick that up at 11 inches. I'm gonna call it 11. 10, 11 inches. Lost it at 12, 11, 11 and a half. We'll call that 11 and a half. That was the 1941 wheat penny. That's weird. That zinc penny comes in at 13 inches and then the wheat penny at 11 and a half. I don't get that, but okay, the next one's going to be a nickel. I got a 2012 clad nickel. Coming in nice and strong at 13. Still diggable. 14. Fading away at 15. Definitely 13. I'd still dig that. Ooh, that sounds like a pull tab. $11. Hear that little grunt there at the end? That was in at 12 and 13 inches. I'm gonna call that 12, guys. Ooh, that's loud. 10, 11, 12, 14, 13. Kind of hit and miss at 13, but definitely diggable at 12.5. That's a clad nickel. And then I've got a 1930 buffalo nickel. $12, 13, about the same as a clad, the clad nickel. I dig it in at 13. Ooh, lost it already. 11. Consistent at 11, kind of choppy at 12. I'll call it 11. 10.5, 11, 11.5. Starting to fade off at 11.5, 12 inches. 11.5, guys. That was the 1930 buffalo nickel. Next up is going to be the dime. I've got a 2000 clad dime. Sounds good there at 11 inches. Kind of hit and miss there at 12, 12.5. Fading away at 13. I'm going to say 11.5 inches there on that clad dime. Actually, it's still picking up there at 12. I'd probably still investigate that one at 12. I'd probably have to walk around that target and see what I got there. Faded away. That's 9. 10. Hit and miss. You get a little squeak there at 10 inches. Pretty strong at 9. Let's go between the two and call that 9.5 then. I'm getting a little squeak there at 12 inches. 11.5, 11 for sure. I'm going to call it 11 inches where it's consistent. This is the mercury dime. Still same as a clad, right at 12 inches or so. It's still giving me a little bit of enough of a chirp there that I would definitely dig that. There's 9. Eight and a half. I'm going to call that 9, guys. 9 inches. That's a 1 foot dime right there, guys. 12 inches down. I dig it. Next up, I'm going to do the 1999 clad quarter. There's 11, 12, 13. I'm going to go back to 12. I'm going to say definitely right around the 12 inches. I'd say even with the clad quarter, I'd call that right in the 13-inch range now. You all know that sound. Anybody that's owned a Garrett machine knows that sound. Could be anywhere between an 85 and an 88 all day long. Ten and a half, 11, fading away, fading away. I'm gonna call it 11. You get a little bit of a squeak there at 11 inches. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 'd dig that dude at 13 inches. This one's going to be the 1956 silver quarter. Oh, that's music to my ears right there. I love that sound. 11, 12, 13. Still getting a little chirp there, right around 13, 14 inches. Fading away. Still getting enough of a chirp there. I'm gonna call that 13. There's an 11. Lost it. 11. 10. We'll call it 11, guys, because at 12 inches I lose it. 90% silver. 10. 11. 12. Lost it. 12 inches. That's weird how the other one came in at 13. Maybe because of the different metals that they use in the newer coins. Let's move on to the half dollar. This is a 1978 half dollar Kennedy half dollar. $13. Nothing at 16, 15, 14, 13. 13 inches on the half dollar. $11, 12, nothing at 13. Getting little pops here and there at 11 and a half, 12 inches. We'll go with 11 inches on this one too, guys. There's 9 inches. Still screaming at 10. It's saying dig me at 11, 12, 13, 14. It's getting choppy. Lost it at 15. It wants to be dug up at 13 inches, guys. Dig it at 13. 1978 half. This is a 1958 half dollar. This one is 90% silver. 12, 13. Little tiny squeaks there at 14, 14 and a half, but 13, definitely you're getting a nice crisp high tone. Yeah, we'll call that 13. Well, that fades away pretty fast. There's 10 inches. 11, 12, nothing. Go back in at 10. 10 and a half. 11. I still get enough of a signal there at 11. I dig that at 11 inches. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Choppy. Lost it at 15. Dig it up at 13 inches, guys. Now, this is something you won't find every day, but they're out there, I'm hoping, somewhere. But this is the 1977 Eisenhower $1 coin. I'm really surprised with the size of this coin that it fades off so fast. 13, 13 and a half, 14. Super strong there at 12 inches. 13, 14. Getting enough of a squeak there where if you got those headphones turned up, you might want to dig that one at 14 inches. 11, 12, 13, 14, nothing. Come back in at 12. We'll call that a 12 inches, guys. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Lost it at 16. I would dig that at 15 inches though. 15 inches on that dollar. So far from what I'm seeing, guys, I think I need to get this AT Max out in the field and get it muddy for you. This is an 1880 Morgan. This one here, this is 90% silver. 13, 14, 15, fading away. You get a little squeak there at 15. It'd be questionable, but I would definitely dig that thing right there at 13, 14 inches for sure. 90% silver. Well, I tell you what, there at 4 inches, that thing will blow your eardrums out. 11. A little bit of a squeak there at 12. I would dig that at 12, 12 and a half. I'd call that one 12 inches, 12 and a half inches. I'd dig that one. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Lost it. 13, 14. 14, right at 14 inches. Let's go on to the, I'm going to do the tot lot stuff. Let's do a Chuck E. Cheese token. $13, getting some squeaking. I'm losing it at 14. Get a little squeak at 13, definitely diggable at 12 inches. Tot lot stuff. Getting a little bit of pop there at 12 inches, but it loses its consistency. Still give me enough though. I'd probably dig that at 12 inches, guys. This one's coming in 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Lost it at 17, 15. Definitely diggable at 14, 15 inches. I'll call 15. Not that you're going to dig that deep in a tot lot, but that's usually where you find those guys, is in the tot lot, but 15 inches. Alright, so now I got the Hot Wheels. There's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Still hearing a squeak at 20. Fading off at 21. We'll call that 20 inches, guys. It's faint, but I can hear it. 13, 14, 15. Lost it. I can hear it at 15. 11, 12, 13 inches, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I'm still hearing a squeak there at 21 inches, guys. 22, nothing. 21 inches. That's very, very impressive. That is extremely impressive. I'd have to take a big shovel with me to dig that one up. And I'm thinking, like, if there was something larger, if you're out in a field doing some detecting and you got a larger target, say like an old pistol or something like that, that's 2 feet down, I think this machine's going to find it. It's going to grab it. This is one of the things that we all dig for sure. The dreaded pull tab. They sound so beautiful. You just cannot pass them up. But when you do, you're possibly passing up those rings. So gotta dig them. And there's one coming in there at 12 inches, 13, fading off at 14. I'll call that right around 12 and a half, 13 inches for a diggable target. Sounds just like a nickel. 10 inches, 11. You hear that grunt at the end? You get that kind of a mid-tone and then a grunt. That grunt indicates an iron target on this machine. 11. Kind of sounds like iron at 12. I'd say at 11 inches I would dig that. 8, 11, 13, 15. Lost it. 15. We'll go 15 inches on that. The bottle cap. $13, $14. I'm gonna say it's about the same as that pull tab, right around the 13, 12 and a half to 13 inch range. Now this thing is all over the place. You get that mid-tone, the low tone, all kind of mixed in. It gives you one sound in one direction, another sound in the other direction. These things will sound good in one direction and they sound like crap the other way. 12, 13, 14, 14. I'm gonna call that 14 inches. Ooh, that sounds nasty. That sounds just horrible. 13, 14, 15, 16. Still hearing it. 17, 18, fading off. I can still hear that at 18 inches, but boy, it sounded like crap. And we'll do this this gold ring real quick, just out of curiosity. The number on that one is a 17, and your pull tab was a 15. You know, some rings are going to come up a little bit lower, a little bit higher, but on this gold ring, we're getting right about the same depth on this as we did that pull tab. Strong at the 12-inch mark, coming nice and loud, clear. 13, 14, starting to fade away there at 15. That's a 14 karat. 8 inches, 9, 10, 11, 12. Fading away. 14, 13. I'm still hearing it at 13. 14, it gets a little choppy. 15, I lose it. I'll call that 13 inches, guys, on that gold ring. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, you can still hear stuff at 18 and 19 inches. I don't know if I would dig that, but definitely at the 16-inch mark, it has that pop to it, and I would dig that at 16 inches. Okay, 925 silver. $13. Little squeaky there at the 14, 15-inch mark. Might sound a little bit different in your headphones. I'll call it on an air test with just the speakers wide open, I'm going to say 13, but if I had my headphones on and I got those things turned up and I'm not hearing a lot of background noise, I might dig that at a deeper depth. I don't know, you could probably get a different sound through your headphones. This isn't a super thick ring, it's kind of a thin ring. It's got a nice thick bow at the top of it. 7, 8, 10, 11, lost it at 12. Kind of choppy in there. I definitely dig that right around the 11-inch mark. 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15. Again, I'm hearing, I can kind of sort of hear a little pop there at 16, 17. Lost it at 18. But definitely a diggable target at 15, 15 and a half. I'll go 15 and a half on that because I can still hear that thing popping in there. This is a fake gold ring that I dug here a while back. It's a beautiful ring. It's a tiger's eye ring. And I got excited when I found it. I thought that thing was gold for sure, but it's just a fake gold ring, just a piece of costume jewelry. Boy, it sure does sound pretty on here too. 13, 14, 15, a little squeaking. 16. I'd say I'd probably dig that definitely at 13 for sure. 10, 11, 12, 13. Faded off at 15. kind of scratchy at 14. Hit and miss at 13. 12. Kind of consistent there at 12 inches. We'll call that 12 inches. That's a foot down. 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, lost it at 19. I still hear a little bit there at 18 inches. 17, 16 and a half. I'd go 16 and a half for a solid repeatable signal there. This one here is a tungsten ring. Nice and strong there at 12 inches. Kind of choppy at the 13-14 inch, but I'm starting to get some interference for some reason here. I can still hear that pop, but I'm hearing all that static with it too. But I would definitely dig that one there at 13 inches. So the cheap fake gold ring and the tungsten, I would definitely dig those at 13 inches. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Went silent there at 14 inches, guys. Kind of hit and miss at 13. I don't know, 13 inches. On a slow day, I'd probably go ahead and investigate that at 13 inches. 9, 11, 13, 15, 16, losing it, 16. I would dig that one at 16 inches. Alright guys, so here's the final results that we got from the air test. Now keep in mind again, this is an air test. It's not super accurate. It's just kind of give you a rough idea of what these machines are capable of doing, how they perform out in the field, we hope. I think they all did decent. I think the Max actually did better than decent, but the Pro and the MindLab, they're decent machines. They're good machines. On that clad penny, the Pro came in at 10, the MindLab at 11, and then the Max at 11 and a half. So we'll give the Max a star. On the copper penny, we got 11 inches on the Pro, 12 inches on the Max, and 11 and a half inches on the wheat penny, which was the same as the clad penny. For that one, we'll give the MindLab a star. The MindLab's going to get another star for the clad nickel, coming in at 13 inches, 12 inches on the Pro, 12 and a half on the Max. For the 1930 Buffalo nickel, we got 11 inches on the Pro, 11.5 on the Buffalo nickel, and give the MindLab a star, coming in at 13 inches. For the clad dime, you got 9.5 inches on the Pro, 11 inches on the Max, and 12 inches on the MindLab Equinox 800. So it gets another star. On the Mercury dime, 9 inches for the AT Pro, you got 12 inches for the AT Max, and 12 inches for the MindLab Equinox 800. So we'll give them a tie. They'll each get a star. On the Pro, you got 11 inches on that clad quarter, 13 on both the Max and the MindLab. So they'll both get a star. 11 inches on the silver quarter for the Pro, 12 inches on the Max, and 13 inches on that MindLab Equinox 800. Let's give the Equinox another star. On the AT Pro, you got 11 inches on that Kennedy half dollar, 13 inches on the MindLab, and 13 inches on the AT Max. So they'll both get stars. On the silver half, that was a 1958 silver half, 11 inches on the Pro, 13 inches go to the MindLab Equinox 800 and the Garrett AT Max. So they'll both get stars. Now this is where things kind of took a turn. That we're going to go on to the Eisenhower dollar. That was the 1977 Eisenhower. 12 inches for the Pro, 14 inches on the MindLab, and then an astonishing 15 inches on the Max. 12 and a half inches on the Pro for the 1880 Morgan, 14 inches for both the MindLab and the Max. So let's give the MindLab and Max another star. On the Chuck E. Cheese token, both the AT Pro and the MindLab came in at 12 inches, and the AT Max blew them out of the water at 15 inches. So let's give that Max another star. On the Hot Wheels, this one I was like totally shocked on this. 15 inches on the Pro, 20 inches on the MindLab, and a whopping 21 inches for the AT Max, which is going to give it another star. For the dreaded pull tab, you got 11 inches on the Pro, 13 inches on the MindLab 800, and 15 inches on the Max gets another star. For the bottle cap, you got 13 inches on the MindLab, 14 inches on the Pro, and wow, 18 inches on that Max. That's a deep bottle cap. Let's give it a star. For the gold ring, that was a 14 karat gold wedding band, 13 inches on the AT Pro, 14 inches on the MindLab, and 16 inches on the gold ring. The Max gets another star. This is for the 925 silver ring. The AT Pro picked it up at 11 inches, 13 inches on the MindLab, and 15 and a half inches on the AT Max. AT Max gets another star. So let's see, we got the fake gold ring. That was that big massive tiger eye ring. 12 inches on the AT Pro, 13 inches on the MindLab, 16 and a half inches on the AT Max. That one just did another 2.5 inches better than the MindLab. Let's give the Max another star. And then you got the tungsten ring, which came in for both the MindLab and the AT Pro. They both picked it up at 13 inches. And then the Max outperformed them with a 16-inch reading on that one. Let's give the Max another star. So we got a total of, unfortunately, the AT Pro, even though like I said in the beginning of this video, that was my go-to machine for years. I love the machine. I'll never retire it. I still feel the same way. It sings to me when I have it out in the field. I love the machine. I'm not going to knock it. It's a great machine. But unfortunately in this test it did not pick up any stars. The MindLab Equinox 800, it has a total of 10 stars. And then the Garrett AT Max, which I don't get out in the field very often with, but I can guarantee you that after doing this test, you're going to see that machine in a lot more of my videos here in the future. This one picked up a whopping 15 stars out of the categories, so definitely impressive. I need to get out there and work with this machine and start to love it more. In fact, here in the future, I mentioned earlier that I customized my Garrett AT Pro because I loved it so much that I did a camouflage dip kit on it, and that was before I started doing videos. This was years ago. I think what I'm going to do is here, sometime in this near future, I will make a video for you guys dipping my AT Max. That will be the reward that the Max will receive from me for outperforming these other two machines. So that'll be a video to look for sometime in the future. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found it useful, please give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. I try to put out videos every week. And again, I'd like to throw out another shout out to Weird Guy in the Park for kicking me in the butt and getting me to make this video for you guys. It's a video I've been wanting to do for quite some time now, and after watching his, I was like, okay, I need to get this done. So thank you, Weird Guy in the Park, for inspiring me. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you at the next one.